Please go ahead, sir. We are live.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I am DS Rajora from ASSOCHAM, and on behalf of ASSOCHAM, I have great pleasure in welcoming our chairman, Sri S.K. Jindal, to this program, and I also welcome all the other, guests and speakers, Sri S.C. Agarwal, Senior Member, Managing Committee, ASSOCHAM, and CMD, SMC Global, Sri Ajay Mathur from Dubai, he will be joining shortly. Sri Shivanshu Mehta, Head Bullion MCX, Sri Ajay Kedia ji, MD Kedia Capital, Sri Devaji Shah, Senior Analyst, Definitive Metals, Sri Chirag Shah from Metal Focus, Sri Kunal Shah, Head Commodities, Nirmal Bank, and Sri Chintan Mehta from Avance Group. All are welcome, and I will also request all the audience, all the participants to please post your questions so that these can be answered by all our experts. We have a very strong panel of experts today, and now I request Sri S.K. Jindal to kindly chair the meeting, please.
Thank you, Razoraji. Good evening, everybody, all the panelists and all the participants. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all this evening. I know a lot of people from Bombay they are under pressure from rains, etc. But life is life, and it must continue. And as you all know, ASSOCHAM has been organizing these investor awareness programs, and I had the pleasure of spending 25 years with ASSOCHAM to conduct such programs. Gold we have been doing now for about 20 years, gold and silver and commodities. First commodity conference was 1995, which I did in ASSOCHAM. So it gives us great pleasure to bring solutions for all our investors, all our members, all our participants, with the help of experts team, and which is a wonderful team this evening again, handpicked by ASSOCHAM. All are experts in their own field of commodities and its trading and risk management, and how to enhance the yields from this business. Currently, friends, gold and silver are on somebody's uppermost mind, that what is happening in these items. So much has happened, so much of price has hiked in the last 2 years, and still it is going up. So, Ajay was telling me that from January until now, gold has gone 40% up, and still we see every day practically 1.5% it is up. Silver, I have seen jumps of 5% in a day, more than 5% even. So to understand these things and how to handle them, this is what we want to bring to your table from these experts, and they have different views, but all of them are bullish. Nobody is saying that this rally is going to stop very soon, or this is the end of it, and nobody is suggesting me also that those who have not joined the rally as yet, they are left behind. No, it is still, according to them, it is still time to join the bandwagon. So I would like to start with our friend Mr. Chirag Seth. Mr. Chirag Seth is a principal consultant, South Asia with Metal Focus Limited, and I have known him for many years now, and he has a wonderful information and knowledge about these products, because he is the one who travels all over the world to understand the things on the ground. He doesn't sit in Bombay. He travels himself into the small cities, small towns where these items are handled, primarily gold and silver cities. He will go to such cities, meet the manufacturers, the dealers, the showroom owners, everybody, all stakeholders he meet, and he has a good knowledge about the subject. So I would request Chirag, if you can share your perception with us, what is happening today, and for our participants, how to best handle these things. Chirag has more than 15 years of experience in commodity research, consultancy, and partnership development, business development, and over 10 years experience in education and training on financial markets. So you will see he has a wonderful knowledge of the subject. Mr. Chirag, we welcome you and we request you to please share your perception of what is happening in the market, where we are, and how we should handle it, what kind of product groups you are looking at, and both gold and silver, if you can give us some wisdom from your experiences. Chirag, we cannot hear you. Can you unmute Chirag, please? Mr. Azora.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jindal sir, for the lovely introduction and this opportunity. Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, I think probably these are the best fundamentals that we've seen for precious metal space probably in last many years. I think the fundamentals are much better than what it was during the global financial crisis. You've got what we call as a perfect storm. You've got low interest rates, massive economic crisis, fear, geopolitical crisis. All these things are kind of put into a position where for an investor, gold is probably the best asset class. Also, the fact that if you look at more than 50 countries, globally, have got real interest rates which are either zero or negative. In fact, India also many months ago had negative real interest rate, probably first time in 8-9 years that we've seen in India interest rate being negative real. So what happens is that there is no real, I would say, competition for gold as such from an investment point of view, and from a safe haven asset, gold actually shines. So I think a lot of people ask me that demand nahi hai, log kharid nahi rahe, to sone ka bhav kyun upar ja raha hai? And I think one thing which I've realized in my, as you pointed out, 15-year career tracking gold is a chameleon. It will change its color according to time. So it is a commodity, it is a currency, and it is an insurance. Demand and supply plays an important role when gold is trading as a commodity. So if you look at between 2013 to 2018, when gold prices were going down, it was purely trading on the basis of demand and supply. Today, gold is trading as a currency and trading as an insurance. And when it is trading as a currency and insurance, the demand and supply dynamics do not play a picture. It is more to do with sentiments, it is more to do with liquidity, it is more to do with the global economic scenario. So, that's the first point, why gold prices have started to rally. Second important question which a lot of people ask me is whether correction will come in. And if correction will come in, what will happen to gold? Or Jindal साहब आप और मैं फोन पे बात कर रहे थे कि even if a vaccine comes in, the fact that we may have a knee-jerk reaction, gold prices could probably drop by $100, $200. But the fact that the economy is in such a bad shape that central banks and even the fiscal policy could take probably years to change. So, there are reports which say the Indian economy could take anywhere between 2 to 3 years to recover. The US economy could also take, similar time. So in a scenario where the economy is going to take 2 years to recover, the central banks are likely to maintain low interest rate, any correction will be bought into. So my sense is, even if correction comes in, the fundamentals are so strong that the gold prices will bounce back. And I think that's where one important point is what kind of opportunities which are available for Indian investors to invest into gold. At this moment, if I look at from a global perspective, we probably have got very limited options available, for the gold market. You obviously have got your physical gold bars and coins, but in terms of financial products, I think we have got just ETFs and sovereign gold bond. जबकि आप internationally देखें, you look at China, you look at Turkey, there are various products like you've got gold savings account, you've got allocated, unallocated accounts, you have got gold insurance, and I think some of these products are very, very important for India because it will bring a lot of people into the financial system, but also the whole process of double importing which keeps on happening in India will actually get stopped. So let me give an example. If tomorrow a bank is having a gold savings account, if I tomorrow have my savings account which is gold denominated or rupee denominated, it allows me a fungibility of moving into rupee to gold, and whatever gold is in my account, the bank could actually use it to lend it to manufacturers or jewelers. So today what happens, that gold which I buy is just in my house without adding any economic value, but allowing this would actually add a lot of economic benefit. So yeah, so that's my limited point.
Tell me one thing, if India also allows gold saving account,
Yes.
will it not strengthen the economy and the gold market as such, and it will be in the benefit of people, investor, the country as such, and that will also motivate that ideal gold which is lying under the carpet to come out. What is your take on this?
No, you're absolutely right. I think gold savings account, if you look at example of Turkey is a very beautiful example of how GMS and savings account and various gold products have actually worked beautifully. The Turkish central bank has been able to get out, thousands and tons of gold, from under the pillows in that sense. Also, what it principally does in India, allowing a gold savings account, is brings a lot of people into the system. Today, if I open a gold account with a bank, my PAN card is there. I am into the system. The money is flowing, and also the fact that the gold is not remaining idle. So your GMS also sort of gets a fillip. Also, then banks are allowed to use this gold either in SLR or CRR in that sense, and that also incentivizes banks to kind of activate the GMS. So I would say gold savings account is a win situation, and that is something which should be looked into very seriously.
Chirag, this is the time when, because of COVID, so many great difficulties we are passing through. Why it should not be utilized in some way or the other to convert these difficulties into opportunities, which is the most important thing in life, that if we know how to convert difficulties into opportunities, then we become the winner. Why we should not adopt that?
No, absolutely.
And how we can do it?
I think there are some very important things, probably to look at from the government point of view, be it on the policy front or from the industry point of view. I think let's look at one thing. Our gold industry has been changing quite significantly over the last few years, especially on the consumer side. Today is the time where the industry could actually show to the consumers that why gold is important. And let me give you an example of, let's say, Thailand, or even during the 1997 crisis, the Southeast Asian economy. In fact, gold was the only big savior for many of these people. And that kind of reinforced the faith of investors in gold in some of these countries. Even as you would remember, in April, there were hordes of people standing outside gold shops in Bangkok to sell their gold.
Yes.
The fact that you were able to kind of easily convert gold, was an important one. And I think today, as an industry, all of us have to come together and showcase how people are able to use gold. How the fact that other financial products have not generated that kind of returns, but gold has been able to give that returns, has been able to, people have been able to sell their gold and utilize, the funds. So I would say this is a wonderful opportunity. As I said, there is an opportunity in adversity. I think there's surely an opportunity.
And Chirag, can you throw some light on ETFs in gold, in silver? In silver we don't have, in gold we have. And why these ETFs? have got different prices when the item underneath is the same?
Yeah, I think that is
Yes.
one question which has kind of confused a lot of investor when they look at different kind of ETFs. Everybody has different prices. I think what is there, what is important to understand is that every ETF is sort of a, I would say, mutual fund. Okay, so the fund house which is managing that ETF is always going to charge you a management fee. So every year, a certain amount of management fee gets deducted from the price, which you can call as NAV or however you look at. So, if a ETF has been existent for, let's say, 10 years, and every year if a quarter, 1% management fee is deducted, you will find that 10% difference between the ETF which has been existent for 10 years and ETF which has been launched now. So obviously, while the underlying is the similar one, but because of the management fee, the ETF prices are different. So it all depends upon at what level that ETF was launched. So the underlying is the same, but it's your time and the management fee which keeps on changing, and that's why you see the price difference. What is interesting is that ETF in last 1 year has seen significant amount of pickup, not just globally. Today, if you look at globally, 105 million ounces of gold is in ETF. Even from an India perspective, we are probably at the largest point of ETF holdings that we've had. And I think that somewhere shows that the fact that people wanted to buy gold, could not go to gold shops, and then ended up buying ETFs and sovereign gold products. So the interest for gold is there. It's just that more and more financial products are required.
And ETFs, suppose one has entered 10 years ago and one is entering now. He will not be at any disadvantage to the person who has entered 10 years ago. No?
Absolutely.
And what is the beauty of sovereign gold bonds? I understand that they are in big demand nowadays and people are adopting that route very much. They are liking it. It is a long-term commitment, which is a good thing in this particular investment. So I would like to know your views, please.
Yeah, Jindal Sahab, if I look at it, sovereign gold bond is probably one of the most beautiful product that Indian government came out with for the gold loving investors. It does two things. It gives you annual interest. So let's say if you hold that bond till maturity, which is 8 years, without wherever gold prices goes, you are assured of at least 20% coupon rate in that sense. Now, if the gold prices goes up, obviously you get your interest plus you get the price appreciation. Yes, I think sovereign gold bond has done fantastically well. At this moment, total holding is about 40 tons. We had about 20 tons plus investment just in this year. This shows that there is a certain amount of interest in gold, interest in sovereign gold bond. I think the marketing has been very good from the banks this year. I think sovereign gold bond didn't do well in last 4 or 5 years because of lack of marketing. I think strong marketing, price appreciation of gold, and increased awareness has kind of created a great inflow into sovereign gold bond.
There is a saying that all best practices, whichever you come across, you must adopt it. One should be looking at best practices being followed all over the world, and you should adopt the best amongst them in your place also. Like you said, yeah. Turkey, they allow opening of saving bank account in gold. Suppose India government allows saving bank account opening to all of us. What will they lose? What will the government lose? What is the fear for?
I think the fear in the minds of government is probably increase in imports. While initially the imports may jump, and the government is looking at increased imports, current account deficit. I think while initially the import may jump because it is going to be a novelty thing, everybody wants to have that account. But what government is not understanding is that this gold has then come into the financial system. So this gold, then the bank is allowed to use this gold to lend it to jewelers, lend it to manufacturers. So technically, it's like your bell curve. The import may jump, but then it starts reducing because the gold remains in the financial system. I as a bank has got the liberty to lend that gold to a manufacturer, to a bullion dealer who would then sell it somewhere else, and then it gets replenished. So the gold remains in the system, industry becomes much more transparent, and the consumer is very happy.
And will it not prompt the ideal gold of 25,000 tons lying in the country to come out? If you have saving accounts, everybody has a saving account in gold, and he would like to see some credit balance there. So that ideal gold which is lying somewhere unproductively, it will come out and it will come into those accounts.
Well, I agree with you. I think, as I said earlier, that would help, GMS also eventually, then the banks are allowed to use that gold in SLR or CRR. I think one of the beautiful things about Turkey is it's allowed, the gold which the bank has to be used in CR and SLR, and that has actually pushed, bank. I think today what happens is that a cost of GMS for a bank is about 4.5%. Whereas a bank is not able to make that kind of return out of GML in that sense. So obviously for a bank there is a loss over here. The fact that saving bank accounts are allowed, all those things will bring a lot of I would say people into the gold ecosystem.
I see at the wall behind you lot of medals, gold and silver are lying.
True.
What is the MTM? Today's MTM? Gold prices have gone up, silver has gone up. What is the MTM of?
Sir, I'm a happy investor for last 2 years. I'm not worrying about MTM at this moment.
Are you hedged or not?
I am always hedged.
Shivanshu, he will open your account and he'll help you on that.
I saw Shivanshu. I am always hedged.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chirag. Now I would like to shift to Mr. Ajay Mathur, my friend who has joined from Dubai, and he has been into this business for long number of years. And Dubai, the kind of volume, the kind of scale in gold he has handled, all the companies working with gold were his customers in DMCC, and he had a wonderful inning. He's a very senior banker, regulator, and commodity specialist. And I've known him now maybe 20 over years. Ajay ji, आपको याद है कितने साल हो गए?
Gee, from 1997 onwards, when India liberalized its gold policy, I used to be at Standard Chartered Bank in Delhi, and that was the beginning of our relationship.
Good. Thank you very much. 23 years. तो 2 साल में हम सिल्वर जुबली मनाएंगे. Ajay ji, my question to you is, you used to say, or you always say, gold is a natural hedge.
Yes. Gold
People
is a
have
natural
question
hedge.
in their mind how to hedge their gold, or how to hedge their position in gold. You say it is a natural hedge. Would you be so kind to explain and share your wisdom with them, how they can handle it, that it works for them as a natural hedge?
Yes, my pleasure. So when I say gold is a natural hedge, is that gold is the currency of our business. So those who are involved in the gold business, whether it's gold retailers, jewelry retailers, or manufacturers or traders, what they keep in their shops is gold. They can't keep rupees or dollars in their shops. So when they borrow from the banks to undertake the business, when if the loan is denominated in gold itself, if it's a gold loan and the gold is kept in the outlets, and that's a natural hedge because you're borrowing in the currency of your business. And if the structuring is done properly, then what the lender is doing to the borrower is giving the currency of what the businessman needs. So if the price fluctuations take place, so in the current scenario, when the price has gone up so high, the lender should not worry if the control over the assets is there. Yeah, that's a big challenge, and that's a prerequisite for that the enforceability on the asset should be there. But so long as that is in place, and that can be structured as a banker, I can tell you that, then if the price goes up, the value of the asset also goes up. So because you have borrowed in the currency of your business, and therefore it's a natural hedge. So on the one hand, so there will be no margin call on your loans, because bank is worried from the point of view of the value of the lending going up. On the other hand, the security which is held in the form of the asset which is lying in the retail shops and manufacturing outlets, the value of that is also going up proportionally. So therefore, it's a natural hedge. So this is the good old gold loan practice that we have seen as a banker in the past. The limitation in the past in specific to India has been the number of days for which you can keep the loan. And if you restrict that, then there is an issue, because there would be periods when you're not able to sell your jewelry in periods like this. And therefore, you cannot stipulate that you have to repay within a certain number of days, whether it is 15 days or 30 days or 40 days. So the working capital cycle from the start is fine. Banks have to look at that. But sometimes you have to be flexible. You cannot say that you have to necessarily repay the loan within 30 days or 15 days or whatever period they stipulate. So that is what I mean by a natural hedge. The good old gold loan should be the way to go forward for the jewelry retailers, manufacturers, etc. Even for bullion traders, when people say that I can take gold on unfixed basis, whatever name you call it by, whether it's gold loan or deferred bullion sale or unfixed gold, it all means that you're taking a loan of gold from the lender, and you can secure it by paying dollars or dirhams or rupees. And so long as the bank has that, and the bank or the lender has the control over the asset, then there is no need for a margin call there. It works as a natural hedge. That is what I meant when I said that it's a natural hedge. And this is also the concept that when people talk about bullion bank, creating a bullion bank, this is what a bullion bank would do. So, but this can be done by any bank which is undertaking the bullion business. You don't have to call yourself a bullion bank per se to be able to do this. It's a very natural way of doing business. It just needs proper structuring. Happy to help anybody who wants help on that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. What is your take on sovereign gold bonds of India? Sitting in Dubai, you have always spent most of your time outside India, although you have been banker in Delhi also, and then you shifted to Dubai and other places. What is your take? This looks good. It is not so good. It is. What is your take on gold sovereign bonds for Indian markets, Indian
Conceptually,
investors?
this is a great idea. The intention is to be able to mobilize the investment for the people of India. But I think there are better ways of doing nowadays. The world is a dynamic world. Things are changing and they will keep changing. The world is moving to the digital mode. If you look at the usage of mobile phones in India, I think it's the fastest growing market. People are so used to using mobile phones and using digital channels nowadays, even in smaller villages and towns in India. And instead of a paper-based sovereign gold bond scheme, but instead of having this so-called gold savings account, if you can offer the same via an app on the phone and offer it digitally to people, that would, I think, serve the same purpose, and it will be easier for people to buy and sell without having to wait for the markets to open or close, and there are holidays and there are different difficulties. And what also happens is, as the price of gold has gone higher, what we are seeing is the shift in the demand for physical gold from a consumption market to an investment market. So there's a difference between a consumption market and an investment market. But for us Indians, gold has been typically bought in the form of jewelry historically, and with both purposes in mind, consumption as well as investment. But nowadays, the younger generation is viewing the gold differently. My daughter doesn't want to wear the same jewelry that my wife bought 20 years ago. So if my daughter has to sell off the jewelry that my wife bought for her use 20 years back, and my daughter then has to buy the same jewelry again based on the latest designs, then what's the point in me in the first place keeping the jewelry for my daughter that I bought 20 years ago? So I might have invested in gold in a different form. So nowadays, the younger generation has different mindsets. So what we need to do is to look at the digital aspect of it, how we can offer it digitally. And it's convenient, it's cost effective, it's safer. And if it can be done by the government of India, nothing like it. Because you need in any such offering, you need you need to trust who's offering it. So if it's a sovereign gold bond, the Reserve Bank of India, virtually the government of India guaranteeing your gold holdings, and if it can be offered digitally, nothing like it. And I have this concept in my head here, and I can help the government of India if they're really keen on developing it digitally.
And does that mean if one is allowed to buy on a digital platform, then saving accounts are not required?
Then you may not need savings accounts in banks. You can have it on the app itself. You can have it directly on the platform. You can create a platform for offering it. And then there is no concept of a savings bank account. Then you can just have a platform, and with the creation of that platform, you can have all of those accounts there on the platform itself.
But you see, the idea of saving account with the bank gives a lot of comfort to the investor that it's a bank account, not in rupees but in gold grams. So they are more comfortable with bank rather than individual companies.
If the platform is backed by Reserve Bank of India, which is the banker of banks, is that not more comfort? Is that greater comfort to the individuals?
So that digital will have to be guaranteed by RBI.
Yeah, it has to be either RBI or any other major bank like SBI, or it has to be from the government of India. It can't be by an individual bank. So, and that will give the comfort, because that trust factor is important. An individual will invest into the platform only if there is that trust factor behind it. And as Ajay, I cannot offer that trust, but as an institution, as banks, as Reserve Bank, you can offer that trust factor.
But with today's technology, if HDFC wants to have such accounts on behalf of its clients, it can have such accounts and it can sell them digitally also, no?
They can do it. So each bank can do it on its own. Each bank can have its own platform. But the restriction in such a system is that it becomes only as good as that bank's efforts into that segment. Now, if it is done centrally, then all banks could be part of it.
Sorry, I missed you. What is your view on ETFs?
ETFs again, so it's the same form. So what we are seeing is a lot of inflows are going into the ETF because all the investors in the world, whether it is hedge funds or pension funds or other institutional investors, they are heavily buying into gold. There is no other asset class which is giving any returns in these days. So it is natural that anybody would be lured to the attraction of gold at this point in time when the price is only going in one direction. But and that's a good yardstick to see what is happening in the gold market, why everybody is attuned to gold at this point in time. The whole world is looking at gold as a savior.
Can you think of one point why ETFs are not allowed in silver yet in India?
I think it's not a question of allowed, it's a question of somebody taking that initiative and launching a silver ETF. So there are different logistics involved there. Because the value of gold is $2,000 and the value of silver is $25. So imagine the kind of physical silver you will have to hold and the infrastructure you will need to keep. So if suppose just as a theoretical example, if you convert all the gold ETFs into silver ETFs, imagine the amount of silver you will need to keep, how much of space you will need, how much of physical silver will you be able to actually get? Can you get unlimited supplies of silver to that value? So all of these are constraints, I believe, in my view, as to why silver ETFs are not common as of now.
But all over the world, they are common, no?
Yes, so that is so logistics issues there. So in order to expand, these are the challenges one would face in terms of logistics issues.
All right. Thank you very much, Ajayji. We appreciate.
My pleasure.
Now I would like to come to Mr. Kunal Shah. Mr. Kunal Shah, he is the head of commodities research at Nirmal Bang. He is managing the commodities research desk. Prior to this, he was handling the research desk at Motilal Oswal Commodities, but that may be long back.
Yes, sir.
Kunal, how many years back? 10 years
back.
Yeah,
it was
okay.
13 years back. Yeah.
Last 10 years, I have seen Kunal and Nirmal Bang always together.
Yes,
so
yes.
I've never heard any other name with your name. Thank you.
Yes.
Kunal, would you be so kind to share your wisdom, what you have prepared for us and our participants today on this matter of gold and silver, which is
Okay.
on top of our investors' mind and our participants' mind, how to handle
Okay.
them in a better way.
Okay. So without wasting much of our time, I'll just go back to the my presentation and why this kind of bull run, what is the outlook ahead, and what is our view. So first of all, I'll just brief it. In 2008, 9, 10, 11, where we saw gold and silver prices outperforming. At that time, we have seen a stimulus to the range of 1.5 or $2 trillion as far as the global central bankers are concerned. This time, that number is $9 trillion. If you look at this table, you'll come to know how much Europe, France, Germany, UK, Italy are top developed economies, fiscal stimulus and the normal stimulus. If you take the total of all of this, that is $9 trillion. So that is massive. I just like to also combine one very important data. What has happened in last 10 years is slowly and gradually we've seen interest rate going down. But what has happened in last 2 years? So if you look here at the bottom, last two lines. So in 2019, we've seen interest rate.
Mr. Razora, we don't see the presentation.
Okay. Okay, I'll restart it. Can you see now?
No.
One
Anybody
minute.
can see? No.
Just a sec. I'll again try to do it.
Is it confidential?
No, no, sir. Yeah, now it is. Now, can you see this now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was my first slide. So that is basically what has happened in last 6 months. How much stimulus in terms of loan guarantee and loan supports by the central banks and fiscal stimulus. So if you take a total of them, so most of the central banks, 10% to 15% of their GDP size is the size of stimulus what they have given in last 3 months. So that number is totaling to $9.2 trillion. As compared to what we had in 2008-9 was $2 trillion. Okay. So now the most interesting part is this. So what was the interest rate status at that time? So if you look at this last column, 2019 and 2020, and if you look at the bottom where my cursor is, in 2019, we saw across the world 975 basis points of interest rate cut. And in 2020, this year, in last 5 months, we have seen 1900 basis points of interest rate cut. So in last 2 years, what we have seen in terms of interest rate cut is 2700 bips of interest rate cut across the world. So this is staggering number. Can you imagine that this in last 5 months 1900 basis points? So now the investors investing in the fixed income instruments or fixed deposits, they are not going to get any return. So people are surprised to see this kind of parabolic run in gold. But why there should be any surprise? There is no investment avenue left where the safety is also guaranteed. So gold right now has justified its status of safe haven instrument, and it is moving up, and it is showing no sign of cooling. This is the main reason. This kind of monetary easing we have not seen in the history of financial market. So even though we've seen so many crises, but this kind of monetary easing, and when this monetary easing will go back, it took central banks 5 to 6 good years to withdraw themselves from QE, and only US could do it. But apart from that, nobody can do it. So now with this kind of monetary stimulus being launched, when they are going to take it back, nobody knows that. So we have entered into an uncharted territory, and that's the reason why we heard from the previous speaker that all the pension funds, all the bond funds, everyone is jumping into gold. So whether this rally will sustain or not, that I will try to focus. So I'm not going to take a lot of time, but now I'm also going to focus on silver. So what has happened in silver? Why suddenly silver prices are have shot up in last 3 months, 4 months? So there has been a constant decline in silver supply. If you look at this chart, and this year was an exceptional year. So first chart, if you see from last 3 years, there has been a degrowth taking place in silver supply. And in last 5 months in South America, more than 400 mines have been shut off, not of gold and silver, broader. And out of that, major hampering of production what we've seen in that is in gold and silver, especially in silver. So silver supply this year is down by 7%, and demand in the first half has moved up by 10%, mainly driven by the ETF. In commodity, whenever there is a shortage developing, you cannot say. So if somebody is saying the silver prices will be 90,000, 1 lakh, 70,000, doesn't make sense. You cannot quantify. There are no models available to quantify how much prices will move up if there is a 10% decline in the supply. So if somebody is saying, they are purely making a guess. So you don't know when the supply is going to return back. Now, the most interesting chart why you cannot predict what is going to happen in silver is this chart. If you see what is happening from 2013, there is no additions to the silver mining capacity. If you see, it has been on a constant decline. And if you look at the other chart, the silver coming from copper, aluminum, zinc, especially zinc and lead mines, they are declining and they are likely to decline further. So silver supply side is weakened tremendously, where all the ETF are buying, all the investors are buying gold and silver ETF. Then why prices will correct or why prices will crash? And if you look here, the global bullion silver inventory, that is just 1.2 years of total supply. So how silver prices are going to go down? So with this, these are my relevant point. With this, I am of the very firm view that if today we have a jobs report, anything, the number is better than expected. We can see some smaller profit taking or some correction, but the directional view in gold and silver is still up, because there are no easy answer available for anyone to what the kind of problem which is created. So right now the economic crisis, what could have been without this stimulus, is unimaginable. So now even if going forward what is going to happen, nobody knows it. So that's the reason, forget about the price, the value of bullion is increasing every day, and because the value is moving up, the prices are following it. So it is very difficult to forecast whether gold will stop at XYZ levels. So the technical level doesn't matter. The directional view is still up in this commodity. Profit takings, correction will be coming on the regular time intervals. And what can derail this rally? Okay, everyone must have a question. What is something which can derail this rally? The only thing which can delay this rally is two things. One, Federal Reserve indicating that they are going to withdraw QE. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So forget about it. And second is, if there is a news of vaccine which is coming, that the vaccine is going to be available to the people in US, in Europe, wherever. At that time, you will see a bit of correction, because the consensus view in gold is bullish. Whenever there is a consensus, one consensus developing in any asset class, there are always possibility of corrections coming into the market. So you can see 5%, 8% correction, but it doesn't mean it is the end of bull trend. The bull trend will continue, and for next 4 to 5 years, conservatively, gold will keep giving you 10 to 12% return. 10% is the conservative number which I'm expecting. So the outlook is very bright. Even though you have not missed it, it can still go further. So I'm bullish on the precious metal complex. And if somebody wants to make a fresh entry, they can enter now. And if there is a correction of 5-10%, they can re-enter at that level also. 50% investment, they can do it. And the directional view is up. That's all from me. It's very crisp. I won't take much time.
But we have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All the participants wants to know that where have you kept your money?
So yes, I have. Yeah, so I have been investing in both of them, because I'm into commodity research from last 15 to 16 years, and that commodity is my passion. Like you, I remember all the conferences. I have never heard a single conference without you saying that gold will go down. I have never heard from your mouth. Okay, so where your money is, my money is also there. So gold and silver, yes, I am
Thank
holding
you.
them. Yeah, I
And
am
what is
holding
the
them.
ratio?
So there were.
What
Yeah,
is the
so
ratio between gold
I'm
and
more
silver
in,
you invest?
yeah. So my money is more on gold. Silver this year has outperformed, but my 70% of the investment in bullion is in gold.
And do you think outside of gold and silver also there is no world beyond gold and silver for you?
No.
Do
So
you know
I'm saying in
there is a equity
no
market?
in bullion. I'm
Do
saying
you
in
know there
bullion.
is a equity market?
No. I do invest in equity market. I do have my other allocation, but in bullion, my 70% is in gold. So I do
Great.
have equity. I do own equity. I do have other investments.
The kind of statements you have made just now, and with the passion you have made them, immediately after the conference, you will see prices going further up.
I wish it can, but today is the job number. It's a very big event, and I would just like to see what comes as the number from US. So after such a sharp upside, we have to see what number we are seeing from the US job report. But that is a short term event. The directional view is no matter what it comes, the long term view is still up.
Great. Thank you very much for explaining it in such a clear way. Yes, Ajayji, you have some question. Can you unmute Mr. Ajay Mathur, please?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear.
Yeah.
Okay. So about quantitative easing, I wanted to clarify one thing. So normally quantitative easing is seen as stimulating gold, and because it provides a lot of liquidity into the system. But you have to see the reason why quantitative easing takes place. The reason behind that is to stimulate the economy. If the quantitative easing money is used properly in the way the central banks design it, then it should spur the industry. When the industry gets spurred, then you have the economic activity taking place. And the economic activity takes place in the right manner, it enhances the value of the equities. And then the investment goes into equities. So over a period of time, if quantitative easing is used properly over a medium to long term, it is very good for economies where the quantitative easing takes place. It's not necessarily bad. If it was so bad, central banks are not foolish to go in for that. So in the short term, what it does is it affects the sentiments. People think that if the liquidity is coming into the market, it will necessarily boost the price of assets like gold and silver. So that bit of clarification I wanted to provide.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ajayji. Now, friends, I would like to come to Mr. Debajit Saha, Senior Analyst, South Asia, Refinitiv India Private Limited. Earlier, it used to be called Reuters. And Debajit is working for Reuters now as a analyst, senior analyst, and is responsible for South Asia. He also has experience of about 20 years. Earlier, he was working as a equity analyst and trader, but last few years I have known him. He was working with Fortel Business Solutions, and he was working there also as a research analyst and doing a wonderful job there. He was doing. Debajit Saha, we don't see you here. Are you there? Mr. Debajit, you can hear me? No. All right, we will wait for him. In the meantime, we will go to Mr. Ajay Kedia, who is fresh after a hot cup of tea. With his presentation,
hot cup of
he has
water.
made a special presentation. Water in a teacup. So he has made a exclusive presentation for our participants today. And Mr. Ajay Kedia is the founder and director of Kedia Commodity Comtrade Private Limited. He has profound experience and precise predictions are absorbed by investors. His views are absorbed by investors. His views on the market trends are frequently quoted in the media as well. And today he is with us face to face. And I will request Mr. Kedia to kindly make your presentation and share your wisdom with all our participants.
I will request for presentation mode. Okay, thank you. I hope my presentation is visible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, आज का जो already we have seen this session what will be the outlook for gold and silver? Already since last 6-8 months, we have already seen the rally has been sharp in bullion. तो सबसे पहले ये जो रैली है, ये जैसे अभी हमने प्रीवियस स्पीकर से सबसे सुना है कि ये अनस्टॉपेबल है, डेफिनेटली अनस्टॉपेबल है. आई होप जस्ट अ मिनट. ओके. So there is a one ratio we called as a gold silver ratio versus S&P 500, whereas S&P 500 represent equity market and GCI index represent commodity market. So generally since 1970 we have seen whenever this ratio comes near to 1 and when it mean revenge, that means commodity is going to be outperformed. So first of all जो ये रैली हम देख रहे हैं, ये ऐसा नहीं है कि 2020 में खाली कोविड के चलते ही ये रैली स्टार्ट हुई है. एटलीस्ट रैली हैज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम सितंबर 2018 और अब तक पहले पिछले 50 साल में जब जब ये रैली हुई है, लेट्स से फ्रॉम 1971 to 1975, we have seen gold was the leader. In 1988 or 1997 to 1990, we have seen crude oil was the leader. But since last 10-15 years, things has been totally changed. We have seen in 2008 when market has rallied, no doubt crude was also tested around 150 and gold we have seen 1920 was tested. So in similar fashion, हमने देखा 2018 onwards, this rally has started and still the value is near to 1. So first of all, in the historical context, the relative valuation of commodity to equity seems to be extremely low. Secondly, अगर हम ये 50 साल के lower levels पे है, that means अगर ये mean revision करता है, तो definitely commodity is going to be on a very like a rocket in next 3 to 4 years. तो still जो rally start हुआ है, ये खाली 1-1.5 साल का rally है. Otherwise historical data दिखाता है कि at least 5 years तक ये rally continue रहता है. और जो भी ये रैली रन अप होता है उसमें 3 मेजर इंपॉर्टेंट कमोडिटीज देखा गया है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बुलियन में गोल्ड, सिल्वर, देन क्रूड ऑयल. तो ये 3 कंपोनेंट हमें लगता है कि आने वाले 3 to 4 इयर्स के अंदर अभी भी रैली कर सकता है. तो सो आई थिंक आई ऑन कमोडिटीज स्टिल अगले 4 से 5 साल कमोडिटी एज ए एसेट क्लास कंटिन्यू करेगा. कमिंग जो परफेक्ट एनवायरनमेंट अभी बना है, नो डाउट वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन इन 2007, 8, 9, 10 जो एनवायरनमेंट बना था, सेम एनवायरनमेंट अभी भी बना हुआ है, उससे बेटर बना है. जैसे कुणाल ने राइटली ही हैज सेड दैट व्हाटएवर सीन वी हैव सीन इन 2009-10 सिमिलरली हैज बीन रिपीटेड. एंड ओवर एंड अबाउट दिस हमारे पास कोविड के जो कंसर्न्स है या इकोनॉमी रिसेशंस में कंसर्न्स है, ये और इस रैली को सपोर्ट कर रहा है. चाहे हम ट्रेजरी यील्ड की बात करें या इकोनॉमी में स्टिमुलस दिया जा रहा है या यूएस चाइना टेंशन, अपकमिंग यूएस इलेक्शन, जियोपॉलिटिकल टेंशन और कोविड केसेस, dollar weakness because dollar right now it's very well below 93 and we expect if dollar can continue to stay below 93, we can see dollar index going towards 88, 89 जो previous low है उसको आराम से टेस्ट कर सकता है. और सप्लाई डिस्टर्बेंस जो ऑलरेडी हमने देखा है कि प्राइजेस को कंटिन्यू सपोर्ट कर रहा है. तो जो एनवायरनमेंट बना हुआ है इस वक्त वो परफेक्टली कमोडिटी के लिए बना हुआ है और खास करके बुलियंस के लिए. कमिंग ऑन दी रिटर्न साइड, अभी तक बहुत जनों का ये रहता है कि गोल्ड में हमने 40% का रिटर्न देख लिया है, तो इसके बियॉन्ड जा सकता है क्या? डेफिनेटली गोल्ड और सिल्वर में कभी भी जो रिटर्न्स रहा है वो नंबर गेम नहीं रहा है, वो ईयर गेम रहा है, वो पीरियड गेम रहा है. अगर हम 20 साल की बात करें, आई थिंक अराउंड 99 और 2000 गोल्ड वाज ट्रेडिंग अराउंड 4300 और 4400 नियर बाय. गोल्ड हैज गिवन अ ट्रेमेंडस रिटर्न ऑफ 4 डिजिट, जबकि इक्विटी में 700. तो राइट नाउ आल्सो आई थिंक गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर अगर हम हिस्टोरिकल रिटर्न्स की भी बात करें तो लॉन्गर टाइम फ्रेम में अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है. तो अभी मुझे लगता है कि जो नंबर गेम हम लोग कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं कि लास्ट ईयर वी हैव सीन अ रन अप ऑफ अराउंड लेट्स से 20% एंड अभी ऑलरेडी वी हैव सीन सिल्वर मूविंग अराउंड 40%. दिस इज जस्ट लाइक अ नंबर ओनली, बिकॉज कभी भी बुलियन में जब रैली आती है तो इट्स अ पीरियडिकल रैली, नॉट अ परसेंटेज रैली. तो आई थिंक स्टिल देयर इज अ गुड स्कोप कि गोल्ड और सिल्वर में हम आगे और अच्छी रैली देख सकते हैं. इसी चीज को हम अगर ड्रॉ करते हैं तो विल कम टू नो कि हाउ थिंग्स विल बी मूविंग. दिस इज सिंपल मंथली चार्ट फॉर गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर रेशो एंड इट्स अ परफेक्ट replica since 2000 from 2006 to 2011 where we can see a perfect replica this time also. इसकी वजह से हम क्वांटिफाई कर सकते हैं कि सिल्वर कहां तक जा सकती है. या गोल्ड कहां तक जा सकता है. तो गोल्ड ऑलरेडी वी हैव सीन मार्केट हैज मूव्ड on a very higher side, still looking very robust. We can see a level like 22 or 2400 also. But coming on silver, so first of all, in international, we have already seen silver prices last time tested $50 mark. Right now, it's near to 20, 29. But I think steam काफी बाकी है. और अगर ये रेशियो को पूरा एनालाइज किया जाए, तो we have seen initially in 2006. Just a minute, I will make my cursor on. Since 2006 onwards, we have seen this ratio came up. That clearly shows कि market के अंदर कुछ concerns बन रहा है. Whenever gold silver ratio rises, it clearly indicates something is cooking up in economy. That is not good for economy. तो हमने 2006 से लेकर 2000 I think around 2007 तक हमने रेशियो में जंप देखा. इधर भी हमने सेम फैशन में 2018 से 2018 के एंड तक सेम फैशन में हमने एक रैली आती हुई देखी. Then thoda correction, stability, and there was a sharp rally. And at that time, we have seen gold silver ratio tested around 83 level. Similarly, here हमने देखा in the month of April, gold silver ratio tested around 126. Now we expect like previous years has been shown that initial correction, then thoda retracement, and there will be a sharp fall in ratio. We have seen in April 2011. Ratio testing 31 where silver has tested $50 mark. In similar fashion, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगले 6 महीने में या साल भर में ये रेशियो टच करेगा, but according to chart and everything, I think we can see this type of rally up till 2022 mid or 2023. तो यहाँ पे हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि ये रेशियो should be around 60 or 58 nearby. That clearly shows कि silver is going to outperform, but कितना? तो सिल्वर का तो मंथली चार्ट देखते हैं हम, तो अभी भी रिसेंटली वी हैव ब्रीच्ड द प्रीवियस हाई जो 73,600 का था. एंड लुकिंग टू दी फंडामेंटल ऑलरेडी Kunal has shared with us, and technically looking to the gold silver ratio and all, I think initial target could be near to 90,000 only. Then we can see some very good pullback that could be nearly 12 to 15% also. But on higher side, I am very much bullish. We can see prices going to test near to करीबन 1.25 लाख से 1.5 लाख तक का लेवल दिखा देगा अराउंड 20 to 23. तो कोई भी हॉराइजन जो हमको बनाना है वो अगले 1-2 साल का देखकर बनाना है, ना कि 1-2 महीने का. जिस फैशन में हमने ये रैली आते हुए देखी है, थोड़ा स्टीम आउट होगा डेफिनेटली, क्योंकि वैक्सीन के लिए हमने जो पेपर्स देखे हैं, तो आई थिंक 2021 मार्च से पहले कोई ऐसे वैक्सीन आई डोंट थिंक एकदम फुल प्रूफ आ सकते हैं. नो डाउट स्पेकुलेशंस आर गोइंग ऑन फ्रॉम अगस्त सितंबर अक्टूबर कुछ वैक्सीन आएंगे तो थोड़ा बहुत करेक्शंस रह सकता है, बट डायरेक्शनली डेफिनेटली सिल्वर लुक्स वेरी गुड. और आई थिंक 1 लाख का जो लेवल है वो इजीली क्रॉस कर सकता है. सिमिलर फैशन अगर हम गोल्ड की बात करें तो गोल्ड इज मोर स्टेबल एज कंपेयर टू सिल्वर. तो आई थिंक गोल्ड हैज ऑलरेडी ब्रीच्ड 1920 level. Maybe we can see some correction near to 10 to 12% at any point of time. But on a higher side, I am expecting 2280, 2250 as a immediate level. But अगर some situation थोड़ा और critical होता है going forward, because the numbers which are economic numbers जो आ रहे हैं या आ गए, कोविड का सेकेंड वेव कैसा रहता है, तो maybe we can see level like 2600 also अगर बाकी फैक्टर्स भी अगर सपोर्ट करते हैं. बट एक कंजर्वेटिवली टारगेट देखते हैं हम, तो आई थिंक 2250, 2280 should be the conservative target we can see for gold. Now coming on the participation side, जो हमारे आज के सेशन का टॉपिक था, तो पार्टिसिपेशन देखें तो इंडिया में अभी भी बुलियन में पार्टिसिपेशन काफी कम है. अगर हम इक्विटी पार्टिसिपेशन की बात करें तो 2005 में वी हैव अराउंड 70 लाख अराउंड डीमैट अकाउंट, एंड रिसेंट जो डेटा आया है उसमें बताया जा रहा है कि करीबन 4 करोड़ के करीब के हम डीमैट अकाउंट ओपन हो चुके हैं. सिमिलरली म्यूचुअल फंड की अगर बात करें तो 2017 में म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री ने एक टैगलाइन लेके आया था. इससे पहले था म्यूचुअल फंड इज सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क. जैसे ही ये टैगलाइन चेंज होकर आया, म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, वी हैव सीन 2017 से 2020 के बीच में ट्रेमेंडस इनफ्लो इन AUM. और अगर पार्टिसिपेशन की बात करें तो इन 2015 आई थिंक अराउंड 4 करोड़ के आसपास का फोलियोस था, जो 2020 के अंदर डबल हो गया है. तो इन सिमिलर फैशन अगर हम बुलियन की बात करें, अभी तक गोल्ड को एज ए असेट क्लास नहीं देखा जाता था. इंडिया में गोल्ड और सिल्वर में कंजम्पशंस होते थे, मतलब हमको अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करनी है तो इन्वेस्टमेंट हम गोल्ड सिल्वर में नहीं करते थे, हम कंजम्पशन करते थे या तो ज्वेलरी के फॉर्म में या कॉइन्स के फॉर्म में। बट सिंस 2013 हमने देखा इंपोर्ट ड्यूटीज में काफी बड़ा राइज आया और साथ में डिजिटल गोल्ड पे जो फोकस बढ़ा है, इसके बाद पार्टिसिपेशन काफी रैपिडली बढ़ना चालू हुआ है। तो अगर मैं आगे अगले 2-3 सालों की बात करूँ और थोड़ा कंस्ट्रक्टिव वे में अगर सब लोग काम करें, तो आई थिंक जो पार्टिसिपेशन अगले 2-3 सालों में बढ़ने वाला है वो ट्रेमेंडस रहने वाला है। बिकॉज एज ऑफ नाउ गोल्ड में अगर हम कोई भी म्यूचुअल फंड एडवाइजर से बात करते हैं तो दे जनरली सेज कि गोल्ड में आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट 5 to 7% होना चाहिए। बट सिंस 2013 ऑनवर्ड वी हैव सीन जो डबल डिजिट रिटर्न्स हमको गोल्ड में आ रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे एक स्कोप बढ़ा है। सेकेंडली कुछ इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट्स मार्केट में आए हैं, लाइक हम बोल सकते हैं 7 ईयर गोल्ड बॉन्ड और ईटीएफ्स, या एक्सचेंजेस पे भी जो हमने कुछ ट्रेमेंडस चेंज देखे हैं वो अगले स्लाइड्स में मैं बताऊंगा। तो आई थिंक गोल्ड के अंदर सबसे पहले इंडिया के अंदर इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है कि आज इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन की अगर बात करें तो 1.138 के आसपास की पॉपुलेशन है। अगर 50% भी हम पकड़े कि गोल्ड रहेगा तो हमारे पास बहुत बड़ा पार्टिसिपेशन बेस बना हुआ है। और वर्ल्ड गोल्ड काउंसिल की अगर लास्ट फिगर की बात करें, एक टेंटेटिव बताया जाता है कि 25,000 टन सोना घरों में पड़ा हुआ है। तो हमें सबसे पहले करना क्या है, ये जो फिजिकल गोल्ड है ये अगर डिजिटल में कन्वर्ट हो जाए तो आई थिंक बहुत बड़ा एक सिनेरियो चेंज हो जाएगा गोल्ड में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए हम बात कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि रिसेंटली हमने देखा था कि IAMAI का जो डेटा आया था कि रूरल में इंटरनेट यूजर्स काफी बढ़े हैं, तो दिस इज अ टाइम कि हम उनको प्रॉपर कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे। पहले हम देखते थे कि रूरल में कन्वर्शंस काफी कम रहते थे, बट ड्यू टू इंटरनेट पेनिट्रेशन वी कैन सी कि यहाँ पे एक बड़ा स्कोप बन जाता है। तो खाली हमें करना क्या है, टू इंक्रीज द रिटेल पार्टिसिपेंट वी हैव टू ओनली उनको समझाना है कि फिजिकल गोल्ड से आप डिजिटल गोल्ड पे शिफ्ट हो जाओ। बट इसमें थोड़े चैलेंजेस भी है, थोड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी भी, वो हम देखते हैं। तो सबसे पहले अगर हम जो पार्टिसिपेशन ऑलरेडी हमने देखा कि कमोडिटी में हमें क्यों इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये सर्कुलर गोल्ड रन है, ये अभी स्टार्ट हुई है। सेकेंडली गोल्ड सिल्वर में हमने देखा सिल्वर में अभी भी स्टीम बाकी है, गोल्ड में भी स्टीम बाकी है बिकॉज ऑफ जो फंडामेंटल्स हमने डिस्कस किए। अब ये पार्टिसिपेशन भी कैसे बढ़ेगा और कहाँ अपॉर्चुनिटी बन सकती है। तो सबसे पहले अगर हम अपॉर्चुनिटीज की बात करें तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या एफर्ट्स लिए हैं। गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी हमने देखा कि 7 ईयर गोल्ड बॉन्ड लॉन्च किया, वो काफी अच्छा स्टेप था हम बोल सकते हैं, जिसकी वजह से रिटेल पार्टिसिपेशन में काफी अच्छी ग्रोथ आई है। साथ में ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट इज वर्किंग ऑन स्पॉट गोल्ड एक्सचेंज, डिजिटल गोल्ड, ऐसे काफी स्टेप्स गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी लिया है। Then from regulator side, we have already seen that mutual fund has got permission to invest in gold, or we can say commodity option on goods. That was really a good thing. And launching of indices, जैसे हमने देखा निफ्टी का लॉन्च होने के बाद लोगों को समझ में आया कि शेयर मार्केट होता क्या है। निफ्टी अगर ऊपर जाती है मतलब शेयर मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है। नो डाउट गोल्ड सिल्वर में भी जब तेजी मंदी आती है तो वी डोंट हैव एनी इंडेक्स के हम उसको देखकर ये बोल सकते हैं अरे गोल्ड सिल्वर में तेजी आई है। तो आई थिंक लॉन्चिंग ऑफ इंडेक्स indices would be a very important step जो आगे जाकर मुझे लगता है कि एक गेम चेंजर का रूप लेगा। सिमिलरली एक्सचेंजेस से हमने क्या स्टेप लेते हुए देखा, एक्सचेंज ने टोटली 360 डिग्री कन्वर्शन आया है। पहले जितने भी हमारे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स थे वो थोड़े बहुत नो डाउट गोल्ड में इतना तकलीफ नहीं था, बट अगर हम देखें सभी कमोडिटीज के अंदर डिलीवरेबल आना चालू हो चुका है। और छोटे रिटेल्स के लिए भी गोल्ड पेटल जो 1 ग्राम गोल्ड है, गोल्ड गिनी जो 8 ग्राम गोल्ड है, गोल्ड मिनी जो 100 ग्राम गोल्ड है, मतलब पार्टिसिपेशन में स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 1 ग्राम टू 1 kg हम ऑल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स आर डिलीवरेबल। और साथ में आई कॉम्डेक्स जो बुलियन इंडेक्स है ये भी अभी जल्द लॉन्च हो जाएगा, जो आई थिंक एक बैरोमीटर का काम करेगा, जिस से निफ्टी आने के बाद हमने जो पार्टिसिपेशन इक्विटी मार्केट में देखा है वैसा ही सेम हम समझते हैं कि आने वाले टाइम में बुलियन में बनेगा। अब सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इसमें चैलेंजेस क्या है। तो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंजेस है जो फिजिकल गोल्ड ओनर है इनको हमें डिजिटल गोल्ड में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो हम जानते हैं कि डोमेस्टिक मार्केट के अंदर जो गोल्ड है वो बाय नहीं किया जाता, वो कंज्यूम किया जाता है। तो सबसे पहले वहां पे एक बहुत बड़ा हर्डल है, उसको अगर हम प्रॉपरली अगर हैंडल करें तो आई थिंक बहुत बड़ा एक गोल्ड का अमाउंट है, अगर वो डिजिटली आएगा तो डेफिनेटली एक जो रोटेशन है वो काफी बढ़ सकता है। सेकेंडली अभी भी जो एक्सचेंजेस में डिलीवरी मैकेनिज्म जो बना हुआ है वो बना हुआ है B2B के लिए, B2C के लिए थोड़ा सा कंसर्निंग है। बिकॉज अगर सपोज मेरा कोई क्लाइंट अगर आता है बोलो मेरे को डिलीवरी चाहिए, तो सबसे पहले मैं उससे जीएसटी रजिस्ट्रेशन मांगता हूँ। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये एक थोड़ा सा हर्डल बन जाता है। तो आई थिंक इसके ऊपर अगर अच्छे से वर्क किया जाए तो आई थिंक लेइंग डाउन इजी प्रोसेस फॉर B2C डिलीवरी, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी अगर हम रेफरेंसेस की बात करें तो पहले हम देखते थे कि NSE के अंदर एक प्रोडक्ट हुआ करता था ई गोल्ड ई सिल्वर, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल प्रोडक्ट था और वहां पे पार्टिसिपेशन भी बहुत अच्छा हुआ। साथ में गोल्ड सोवेनियर बॉन्ड यहाँ पे हमने देखा जब से लॉन्च हुआ है, इट इज वेरी इजी के बटन दबा के हम इसको बाय कर सकते हैं, इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो आई थिंक ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस जैसे गवर्नमेंट बोल रही है, वैसे ही हमें एक डिलीवरी B2C के लिए अगर हम यहाँ पे वर्क करें, या गोल्ड ETF, आज लॉकडाउन में थे बट गोल्ड ETF में बहुत अच्छा इन्वेस्टमेंट आया है। तो आई थिंक ये थोड़े से मुझे लगता है कि अगर वर्क करेंगे तो पार्टिसिपेशन भी बढ़ेगा, एंड जो हाईवे और बुलियन है वो ऑलरेडी हमने डिस्कस किया कि अगले एटलीस्ट 2-3 साल तक तो कहीं पे भी मुझे नहीं लग रहा है कि कुछ थ्रेट है। मे भी थोड़ा बहुत हम पुल बैक देख सकते हैं, क्योंकि टेक्निकली जो शॉर्टर पीरियड में कोविड की वजह से या सप्लाई कंसर्न्स की वजह से जो शार्प जंप आया था, यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत हम एक पुल बैक देख सकते हैं। बट ओवरऑल आई थिंक नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ इयर्स इज गोइंग टू बी अ गोल्डन ईयर, और वी कैन से जो सिल्वर बोलते हैं गरीबों का सोना, तो सिल्वर भी डेफिनेटली गोल्ड की तरह ही आने वाले टाइम में मुझे लगता है कि अगले 2-3 साल में अच्छा रिटर्न दे सकती है। थैंक यू फ्रॉम माय साइड।
अजय जी,
यस सर।
आप उसे गरीबों का सोना बता रहे हैं। अगर सोना 1% बढ़ता है तो 5% या 4% बढ़ रहा होता है सिल्वर सेम डे।
अभी तक तो ऐसा ही था कि
भगवान भी गरीबों के साथ है।
बिल्कुल, ये अभी गरीबों के साथ ही है, इसलिए चांदी भी अभी सबको सोना बना के दे रही है।
शिवांशु जी, आप क्या सोच रहे हैं कि जितना अच्छा बातें गोल्ड सिल्वर के बारे में सुनने को मिल रहा है, तो क्या मेंबरशिप फी बढ़ाएंगे?
नहीं जिंदल साहब,
यही
हमारे
प्लान कर रहे हैं ना?
विचार नहीं है, मगर एक बात जरूर है कि जब चारों ओर सोने और चांदी का इतना यूफोरिया है, और जिस तरह के वो ग्राफ पे साइकिल्स बता रहे थे, नाउ बीइंग इन द कमोडिटी ecosystem for so long, including base metals, I feel definitely this cyclical trend, when it comes, then there is very little anyone else can do about it. But our role is primarily to create vehicles for investors, traders, hedgers, speculators, them efficient and effective products, basically, which will help them ride out this trend in terms of participation in investment. And so for the volatility it brings about, you should get the products for hedging.
55. Shivanshu ji, I would like to know from you. I would like to introduce Shivanshu ji now. He's a product designer for MCX, and he has 16 years of experience in commodity markets, especially non-ferrous. He mentions, but he is a specialist on gold and silver. I know him for that. नॉन-फेरस तो मैंने कभी डिस्कस नहीं किया होगा आपसे, हमेशा 16 साल से मैं यही डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ, गोल्ड और सिल्वर आपसे। और अब आपको नॉन-फेरस भाता है कि सिर्फ गोल्ड और सिल्वर ही भाता है?
ये तो बड़ा डिफिकल्ट सवाल है।
नॉन-फेरस आपको वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम लगता है?
नहीं, एक्चुअली मैं हिंडाल्को में काफी साल एसोसिएटेड रहा, इन 16 साल से पहले के जो 6 साल थे, तो हो सकता है कि वो शुरुआत में डेफिनेटली कॉपर एल्यूमिनियम तो ब्लड में ही है, बट जो प्रेशियस मेटल्स में इस समय देखा जा रहा है वो तो वाकई बाकी सबकी चमक जो है कम हो जाती है।
आपके चेहरे पे भी गोल्डन लग रहा है सब कुछ।
अरे नहीं।
अच्छा, मुझे बताएं, देखिए पूरे देश में से लोग जब भी इसमें ट्रेडिंग करना होता है तो वो आपकी तरफ देखते हैं, MCX की तरफ देखते हैं। और अभी अजय जी ने भी बोला कि देखिए ईज ऑफ बाइंग एंड सेलिंग होगा तो पार्टिसिपेशन और ज्यादा बढ़ेगा और लोगों के लिए आसान होगा इसमें ज्वाइन करना। ये तो हम सभी मानते हैं कि अगर काम आसान होगा तो ज्यादा होगा, और होना भी चाहिए। ज्यादा होगा, स्केल बढ़िया होगा तो कीमतें भी कम होगी, आपकी कॉस्ट भी घट जाएगी, और सब वो सबके फायदे के लिए सौदा है वो। तो मैं जानना चाहता हूं कि जैसे आप इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली बाय एंड सेल कराते, गोल्ड में आप 1 ग्राम का कॉइन भी करते हैं ना?
जी हाँ।
तो उसमें आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कि इसको और भी क्या हम ईज कर सकते हैं?
जी हाँ, बहुत अच्छा आपने सवाल किया है, जो इस मोमेंट का इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल है। जैसा कि अजय केडिया जी ने भी अपनी स्लाइड्स पे दिखाया, वैसे तो हमारे यहाँ पे सारे डिनोमिनेशंस प्रेजेंट रहे हैं पिछले 17 सालों से एक्सचेंज रहा है। इसमें पहले किलोग्राम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, 100 ग्राम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, बट रिसेंटली हमने एक नया प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन के तौर पे सोचिए कि हमारे मन में भी आया और इंडस्ट्री ने भी, हमने लास्ट ईयर इसे 1 ग्राम को एक ओनली सच कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन द वर्ल्ड विच इज 1 ग्राम डिलीवरेबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन गोल्ड, तो वो किया। और कुदरती ये हुआ कि उसके बाद गोल्ड के अंदर इस तरह का इंटरेस्ट आया, लोगों का चाल आई, एक मूवमेंट आई। तो टुडे since its launch in last year October November, it has already seen around 20,000 coins of 1 gram denomination change hands in these expiries. So which is it used to be a contract which is very about 2 crores per day average daily turnover, which is, so today it is doing more than 40 crores a day of average daily turnover, so which is another sign. Similarly, on the retail front, sir, we designed the 1 kg silver product. जैसा आपने 1 ग्राम गोल्ड की बात की है, उसमें भी बहुत अच्छा रिस्पांस आया, क्योंकि चांदी की मूवमेंट भी लॉकडाउन के दौरान जिस तरह से ये 35,000 से 78 तक आया है, तो 1 किलोग्राम सिल्वर को बहुत अच्छा रिस्पांस मिला। मोर देन 10 टन्स ऑफ सिल्वर इन द पास्ट 3-4 मंथ्स। इसे मार्च में ही इसे हमने किया था डिलीवरेबल। तो मार्च से लेके अब तक 4-5 महीने में तकरीबन लॉकडाउन के दौरान 10 टन्स 1 kg सिल्वर की बार्स जो हैं वो रिटेलर्स दे चुके हैं। और असल में जैसा आपने सही सवाल पूछा, डिजिटल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्लेटफॉर्म होना जो है वो डेफिनेटली एक एडवांटेज रहता है, क्योंकि हमारा जो डीमैट सिस्टम है कॉमरेस, उसमें जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर हैं वो इसको इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली हर एक्सपायरी पे लेके एक्यूमुलेट कर सकते हैं, और क्योंकि एक्सचेंज की ऑर्डर बुक में लिक्विडिटी भी होती है, तो वो डिफरेंट प्राइस पॉइंट्स पे उसे एक वेटेड एवरेज बना सकते हैं। वो एक बहुत बड़ी एडवांटेज एक्सचेंज की लिक्विडिटी की रहती है। वैसे तो देखिए हर प्रोडक्ट है, ETF भी हैं, सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स भी है, हर एक में अपना अपना एडवांटेज है, बट लिक्विडिटी और लीवरेज जो है वो शायद केवल फ्यूचर्स विद डिलीवरी जो कॉम्बिनेशन रहता है उसमें देखी जाती है। उसे इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली होल्ड करते हैं और उसे बाद में फिर डिलीवर करते हैं, जब चाहते हैं बाहर ले जाना वॉल्ट से तो उसे ले जा सकते हैं। कौन सा है रिटेल प्रोडक्ट्स का। इसके अलावा हेजर्स की पार्टिसिपेशन तो डेफिनेटली एक्सचेंज पे बढ़ती हुई नजर आई है, बिकॉज जितने बड़े छोटे ज्वेलर्स हैं, रिफाइनर्स हैं, इंपोर्टर्स हैं, सब लोग हमारे यहाँ पे हेज करते हैं। और अब ऑप्शंस के अंदर भी उसी तरह का हमें रुझान दिख रहा है, क्योंकि 2 वे मूवमेंट्स हो रही हैं, रिस्क बढ़ रहा है, तो लोग ऑप्शंस में भी, अभी रिसेंटली सिल्वर ऑप्शंस में ऑल टाइम हाई हुआ टर्नओवर का 640 करोड़ के करीब। गोल्ड ऑप्शंस भी जब भी वॉलेटिलिटी हो रही है उनमें काम देखा जा रहा है सर। सो ये हमारी तरफ से जो ट्रेंड नजर आ रहा है ये मैं आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूँ।
शिवांशु, मुझे सुझा सकते हैं गोल्ड से बढ़िया कोई और कमोडिटी है जो आपको गोल्ड से ज्यादा पसंद हो?
नहीं देखिए, जहां तक इस समय टर्नओवर टुवर्ड्स द एक्सचेंज की कंट्रीब्यूशन है तो गोल्ड तो है ही और सिल्वर भी है। इन दोनों का बहुत अच्छा कंसंट्रेशन मिल रही है।
इन दोनों को छोड़ के बता दीजिए, कोई कमोडिटीज के आसपास आती है?
आई थिंक जिस सेक्युलर अपील अगर देखी जाए तो फिर यही आती है, फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग, क्योंकि हर एक मार्केट कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट को इनकी जो अपील है। और क्योंकि देखिए जो कुणाल की स्लाइड थी मैं देख रहा था कि जो इस समय जो ट्रेंड है, वैसे तो कहते हैं ना कि दिस टाइम इट्स डिफरेंट इज अ वेरी डेंजरस वर्ड टू यूज इन इन्वेस्टिंग, बट देन द लिक्विडिटी व्हिच वंस यू थ्रो इट आउट इनटू द सिस्टम देन टू सक इट बैक अप, so somewhere all these things create an ideal environment for gold, which is anyway a store of value, which is anyway a safe haven investment. So these are just some of the market views I'm sharing. I have no price view on the matter as such, being on the exchange, but we will like to create products which can help people invest as well as hedge their on those precious metals.
अच्छा, मेरा क्वेश्चन एक डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आपको है। 24 घंटे में से कितने घंटे आप गोल्ड के बारे में सोचते हैं और कितने घंटे एल्यूमिनियम के बारे में? आपका कितना समय किसको जाता है?
हाँ बिल्कुल, हालांकि एल्यूमिनियम से ही मैंने अपना करियर स्टार्ट किया था, मगर ये बात जरूर है कि एल्यूमिनियम भी उसी तरह करोजन रेजिस्टेंट है और लॉन्ग लाइफ वाला प्रोडक्ट है जैसा गोल्ड है, बट डेफिनेटली
कितना समय दे रहे हैं
नहीं,
एल्यूमिनियम को, कितना समय दे रहे हैं आप?
अब तो पूरा सुबह शाम गोल्ड सिल्वर में ही जा रहा है सर।
24 में से 25 घंटे आप गोल्ड को दे रहे हैं।
शायद।
गोल्ड, मेरा अनुभव ये रहा पिछले 25 साल में गोल्ड के बारे में, जो गोल्ड में आ जाता है ना वो वापस जाना ही नहीं चाहता। वो कह रहा है ये अल्टीमेट है, इससे बढ़िया कोई लाइन नहीं है और मुझे इधर ही रहना है। मैंने बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स देखे और मैं उनमें से एक एग्जांपल मैं खुद भी हूँ। मैं अब सुभाष जी को इनवाइट करूंगा। सुभाष जी मेरे कोलीग हैं चैम्बर में, हम दोनों इकट्ठे ही इतना समय लगा रहे हैं। और सुभाष जी एसएमसी के प्रेसिडेंट हैं, फाउंडर प्रेसिडेंट हैं, और ये दोस्ती भी क्या निभाते हैं कि दो दोस्तों ने मिलकर एसएमसी बना दिया था और आज एसएमसी बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है। Co-founder of SMC Group and has diverse experience in the financial services industry in India, 30 years experience, the senior most. तो आपका फाइनल वर्ड है सुभाष जी। हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स को अब आप अपना ज्ञान दे दीजिए कि उनको क्या करना चाहिए और आपके क्या अनुभव है वो उनसे आप शेयर कर लीजिए।
थैंक यू जिंदल जी फॉर नाइस वर्ड्स। बाकी मैं सबको सुन रहा था, बहुत अच्छा सबके व्यूज हैं। एवरीवन इज बुलिश ऑन गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर। लेकिन मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ इंडिया में स्पॉट एक्सचेंज होना चाहिए, जैसे टर्की के अंदर ये बोर्सा इस्तांबुल एंड द प्रीशियस मेटल मार्केट। वो एग्जांपल टर्की में भी, जैसे यहाँ पे हमारे यहाँ पे ज्वेलर के लोग शौकीन है, पब्लिक, आम पब्लिक वहां भी ज्वेलरी में बहुत इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। वहां भी 4th लार्जेस्ट कंज्यूमर है गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर के। तो वहां पे बेसिकली जो एक्सचेंज है उनका, उसमें बैंक भी मेंबर हैं, ब्रोकर भी मेंबर हैं, जो रिफाइनरी के ओनर हैं वो भी मेंबर हैं, प्रीशियस मेटल प्रोड्यूसर भी मेंबर हैं, मार्केटिंग एजेंसीज, करेंसी ऑफिसेज, ये सब मेंबर्स हैं। और वहां पे जो गोल्ड परचेज होता है वो बैंक अपने SLR में एडवांटेज ले सकता है। और ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट भी वहां बहुत कम है, जैसे यहाँ GST लगता है वहां GST नहीं लगता। और ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट CTT है और दुनिया भर के ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट है। तो हमें वाइडर पार्टिसिपेशन के लिए और पूरा इकोसिस्टम बनाने के लिए सभी मेंबर्स इसमें अलाउ करने चाहिए, बैंक्स अलाउ करने चाहिए। जैसे म्यूचुअल फंड किया है, AIF किया है, लेकिन अभी भी दिल खोल के नहीं है। तो ये एक आज का जो टॉपिक है, जैसे अब सिल्वर है, इसमें लिक्विडिटी की कमी है, सिल्वर में ETF नहीं है, जैसे आपने रेज किया क्वेश्चन। सोवरेन बॉन्ड पिकअप बहुत फास्ट हो सकता है, लेकिन इसमें डिजिटाइज है सोवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड भी। अजय माथुर जी कह रहे थे डिजिटल नहीं है, तो सोवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड में भी डिजिटाइजेशन है। और ये अभी लैक ऑफ मार्केटिंग और इसकी वजह से ही पॉपुलर नहीं हुआ। तो सोवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड में बहुत अच्छा अट्रैक्शन है, आपका गोल्ड वहीं की वहीं है, 2.5% आपको एनुअल इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है, कैपिटल गेन नहीं लग रहा। मतलब क्वेश्चन ये है कि अल्टीमेटली इन्वेस्टमेंट के एंगल से सोवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड बहुत बढ़िया है। और अपने जो MCX है, जिनकी मेन टर्नओवर MCX की है, हालांकि NSE BSE को भी अलाउ कर दिया है कमोडिटी के अंदर, लेकिन दे आर डूइंग वेल। और all risk mechanism is in place. All type of margins are there: initial margin, mark-to-market margin, additional margin, special margin. There are various type of tender margin, delivery margin, spread margin. So there are various type of margin. So market is quite safe. मतलब retail participant can participate in the market, except that episode which crude oil, which we have seen April 2020 नेगेटिव प्राइसिंग होगी थी, दैट हैज टू बी डिबेटेड कि भी उससे कैसे बचा जाए। बाकी अदरवाइज मार्केट इज क्वाइट सेफ। और ब्रोकर्स आर मेंटेनिंग देयर सेपरेट अकाउंट, क्लाइंट अकाउंट सेपरेट। So with the mechanism, and since SEBI has taken it over, and then the full power is with SEBI. They can impose penalty or to the miscreants. So this time market is quite safe. So one individual public can take the advantage of this system, gold and silver, और जो अभी बुल रन चल रहा है इसका एडवांटेज रिटेल इन्वेस्टर ले सकता है. हालांकि इस टाइम पे इक्विटी मार्केट भी तेजी से चल रहा है. उसके रीजन तो सबने बता दिए हैं कि व्हाई गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर आर इन बुल रन, so that I am not repeating again. So I think it is good time to invest. Still big rally is there, but we have to be cautious in silver because refineries are those producing, they are closed and supply can be anytime they can start back and supply can be there, and it is a illiquid market little bit in comparison to gold. So silver, though it is जो अभी रेट है 70,000 72,000, it can go easily up to 1 lakh. I also subscribe to that version, but 1.5 लाख का तो मेरे को लगता है कि लॉन्ग टर्म में अभी it can be risky. बाकी नॉर्मल 1 लाख तक तो it can go because gold and silver both are fancy, and considering fiscal stimulus by states, and there are so many liquidity, bond yield is not there, so things are good. So I think discussion with all speakers with logic they have given why market should gold and silver market should go up. So I conclude here my thoughts. Thank you very much.
सुभाष जी ये बता दो कि एसएमसी का जितना व्यापार बढ़ा है इन दिनों में, आपको अपना आईटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ाना पड़ा कि उसी से काम चल गया?
आईटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कोविड टाइम में बहुत बढ़ाया है हमने. वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड लैपटॉप टू एवरी डीलर, बैक ऑफिस पर्सन, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली IT persons are working day and night, and we have invested a lot in IT in 3-4 months.
Very good, very good. मैं बहुत बधाइयां देता हूं आपको कि आपने टाइम के साथ कोऑप किया और बहुत अच्छे से कोविड टाइम को इस्तेमाल किया, व्यापार को बढ़ाया और इकोनॉमी को स्ट्रॉन्ग किया. Now I would like to friends introduce Mr. Chintan Shah. Mr. Chintan Shah.
Sir, I am Chintan Mehta.
Sorry, Mr. Chintan Mehta. My apologies, Chintan.
No problem,
He's
sir.
a principal. He's a senior vice president of bullion at ABAMS group of companies. They are doing some out of the box things. Their business which deals with jewelry B2B, mainly Asia and Europe, and they're also having a big share of gold and silver coins market. Chintan himself is a chartered accountant with 15 years of experience in bullion trading, and I am sure many other speakers are also chartered accountants here. Those who are not chartered accountant, they don't become panelists, they become nothing. So I'm on the other side. Yes, Chintan, what would you like to share with our audience?
Sir, basically, just wanted to introduce our group. Basically, we are at ABAMS. We are into commodity trading, and we have a refinery whereas we import a doré and serve to the wholesale segment of the bullion thing. And we also import somewhere around 300 tons of silver every year from the banks, and then we distribute to the jewelers and the wholesalers. From a retail side, we have ventured into this gold and silver coins just before like 1.5 years, and we are available. Means our coins are available on every major e-commerce platform. And what I've understood is the strength of the retail. So I got really fascinated because originally, and I'm an ex-banker, and then started as a refiner here, and so seen the wholesale segment very well and very closely. And as you rightly mentioned to a lot of people here, once people come in gold, nobody wants to go away, and that's reality because they're the kind of volume.
This is my honest opinion and experience I have seen in the industry.
I second that very much, sir. Because once you are here, once you are here,
Yes.
you see the kind of volume and the values are moving around, and the way it is, and how interesting it is. The dynamics of the trade and the way it is moving, it is very interesting. But one very good thing, a positive surprise which I got, which is like just before 2 years when I started to build up a retail thing. And retail is an equally fascinating thing, you know. So I was not expecting the kind of return we got from the retail, the way we got from the online platforms, and the best part about the retail trading for us was like we get our what we can say orders, and we can get the business from on a daily basis. So as you know, as a veteran in bullion side, wholesale side, there are off days and on days. So some of the days you don't have a trade to make, you know. So this is what the best about the retail, you know. So the base, our country is 130 million people, and all the people love gold and silver. So every day they wanted to invest, and then we associate with those people, you know, who are absolutely retail, and then let them understand, and then selling to them. It gives you a lot of pleasure, basically.
Yes, Chintan, I totally agree, and I assure you that you have come into the right line. And because you have this attitude to work hard, you are doing out of the box thinking and working. This will always help you to grow. And I appreciate in such a short time, you have developed so many fields, including refinery. It is not easy, and you will not find many examples like that. Kunal, I have a question for you. From the participants, they want to know how gold price will affect on inflation, if any. They want to know the relationship of gold with inflation.
Yeah, so it's a very nice question, sir. What we have seen recently is that from last 2.5 months, all the treasury protected security, inflation protected security, so maybe tips or the inflation linked bonds in US, they are witnessing massive inflow. So right now, from the economic point, there are two roads. One is leading to deflation, another road is leading to inflation. So the bet is that after so much money has come in, so inflation is going to follow. And because this money is going to chase handful commodities, handful asset class, and that's why it seems that most of the smart investors are investing in gold and inflation linked securities. And that has witnessed after gold, the number 2 inflow what we have seen in US is in all the inflation linked bonds. So that is a clear signal that all the investors are expecting the inflation to come, and if the inflation is coming, gold is going up, and this is all translating into that. So in long term, I don't know whether the inflation will sustain or not, but eventually the inflation is the goal of the central banks, and they all are working towards it. They are the gods of the financial market, and if they want inflation to come in, the likelihood of it coming is very high, and hence to remain in gold.
Good, thank you, Kunal. And one moment, I just explain. तो ये हुआ कि इन्फ्लेशन और गोल्ड के प्राइस दोनों इन्वर्स हैं. अगर इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगा तो गोल्ड के प्राइस भी बढ़ेंगे क्योंकि उसका डिमांड बढ़ेगा. तो इन्फ्लेशन के साथ इन्फ्लेशन से बचना अगर है तो आपको गोल्ड में जाना चाहिए. यही बात है नहीं?
जी हाँ,
अजय जी आप बता दीजिए.
जी हाँ, इन्फ्लेशन
Indra Saab, I don't fully agree with that. Yes, inflation would come, but whether inflation would have a positive impact on the price of gold is debatable, because when inflation takes place, then it also leads to interest rate increases, and when interest rates are increased, it is inversely proportional to the price of gold. So that will have a downward effect on the price of gold. So you have to bear that in mind.
लेकिन अगर इन्फ्लेशन ज्यादा है तो गोल्ड में जाने से बचाव नहीं हो सकता.
इन्फ्लेशन ज्यादा होगा तो इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ेंगे, और इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ेगा तो उसका इफेक्ट नेगेटिव आएगा गोल्ड के प्राइस पर.
एक अजय जी आपके लिए डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन है. मिस्टर एक पार्टिसिपेंट जानना चाहते हैं, वेयर मिडिल class should invest their money in the current scenario? अजय जी, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? Where middle class investors should invest their money in the current scenario?
I think if anybody says it should be anything other than gold, it would look foolish at this point in time because of the way the gold prices have been behaving. But then you can't put all your eggs in one basket, so you have to have diversification in your portfolio. I don't know the definition of middle class. I don't know the definition of how much funds one is putting in, but you should always look at it on a portfolio basis. And in the past, people used to say that 10% of your portfolio in gold is good, but I think that is changing. And because of what is happening currently in the price of gold, people are, somebody said that he's investing a lot of his funds into gold, but that's the old definition that 10% of your portfolio should be in gold. It used to be 5% actually when I started off in my banking career, and people used to say that if your 5% is in gold, and you should hope that 5% doesn't do well, because if gold is not doing well, then your rest of the portfolio is doing well. So that's the rationale people used to have, that you want to invest 5% of your portfolio in gold and you don't want it to do well. But in the current scenario, it's the other way around. People are first of all talking about 10% minimum, and then people are saying that, yeah, we could even increase it further because of the way the gold price has been behaving in the last recently.
But that five number at earlier, it has become, the norm has become now 20. I asked some of the experts and they said 21 can go in gold and rest in other products in the last few months, COVID days.
It's a personal choice, sir. It's a personal choice.
Yes, true. But now earlier they were never saying more than 10.
Yes.
Now
it
the
used to
number
be
has
5,
changed.
went up to 10. Now people, like you're saying, people are saying 20. But is that right, wrong? There's no right or wrong here. It's about your investment preferences.
No, that is true. But what they have seen in the recent past, the norms have changed. And in fact, norms have changed for everything in these COVID days. Some last thoughts you would like to share? Yes, Shivanshu.
Yes, Jindal Saab, another point, since we have a lot of retail participants today, and I wanted to share with them that very shortly index will be launched on MCX. We are launching a bullion index. And today I was busy with the proceedings of that meeting before I got here. The index will bring a portfolio-based approach to commodities, a sectoral-based approach to those clients who have been hitherto either due to lack of technical knowledge not into commodities, or who have realized that your discussion point just now was with Mr. Ajay Mathur, that gold as a proportion of the investment. So gold, like they say, there is an empirical evidence that to a certain percentage, let's say 20%, if there is a gold, it has over the past 6 years, let's say a 27% return. So it's a portfolio diversifier and it reduces the beta, the volatility. So by that token, it comes as a balancing influence on the retail investors' portfolio. So index is one such product which will enable this for them, because people who don't want to take the risk of everyday M2M, but they want to participate in bullion as a segment. So they will get comfort. So which is why we are coming up with this product very shortly.
And how soon you are expecting it to be?
So within this month, in fact, mid-month, we had, we have decided to launch it towards the mid of August.
So all good things you want to do, all good things you want to do during COVID period.
I think,
Friends, Yes, Shivanshu.
No, I think it has given time to prepare, and more so because it is opportune in terms of the way the gold and silver markets are behaving. It would be ideal to throw it open to the market at such a time. Is the other thought behind it. We had been planning it for many years. It has been awaited, as Agarwalji would be knowing. His index has been awaited for a long time in commodity. So finally, it has come with the regulatory approvals in place. And we gave it a few months for awareness series. We did about 500 awareness programs. It's a newish concept. So now we feel market may be ready, sir.
It's a very good
Is Mr.
concept.
Debajit here?
Index will be
Thank you,
there.
sir.
I think it will be good for the retail participants, those who don't want to participate in individual commodity and individual bullion. So it will be a very good concept. I think it will be a yeah, people will have pleasure to have this bullion index.
Uh,
Thank you for the
is
words.
Mr. Debajit here? Mr. Debajit or Mr. Anuj? No. Subhash ji,
Hello,
हाँ जी।
sir.
सुभाष जी आपको कोविड से पहले ऐसा लग रहा था कि इतना काम करने को मिलेगा कोविड दिनों में?
We are more busy now, sitting at home. I am not going to office, but now I am working more than 10 hours.
More than 10
in
hours?
office, in office our output was nil because we are always meeting people. People no real output. So it is
Yes,
good for
yes,
us.
yes.
That's way.
There are always pros and cons
Correct.
of anything, and one should always be looking up forward to how to convert adversity into
Yeah.
opportunity. That should be the principle of life, which I find. Debajit, finally we found you. Can you hear me, Debajit? Debajit, can you hear me? No.
No, he's not able to.
Is he on mute, please? Can you unmute Mr. Debajit Shah?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I have been in the audio for last 1.5 hours, sir, but unable to connect because there were some
Debajit.
issues, so I couldn't open my video. You can carry, sir. I can hear you now.
Now we don't carry. Now carry. We want to hear from you what you wanted to share with our participants, your wisdom on the subject of gold and silver, and how are you looking at the current scenario?
I am switching off my camera so that I can hear the audio correctly.
Okay. Debashish, we want to hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Debashish, we are all ears. Debajit. Debajit, you can hear us? Okay, friends. There is some technical fault with this connection. Maybe the Wi-Fi there is not so good. Razora ji, are you able to hear him? No.
Sir, we are not able to hear Mr. Debajit. We are connecting with him, reconnecting with him. His, some problem in the connection.
And Anuj is also not here, na?
Anuj is also trying. He came online, but again disconnected. So we can give, few minutes.
Now it is 6:10. Razora ji, let us finish it now. We have been
sir.
holding them for quite a long time. I thank all the panelists
Okay, sir. Okay.
for their presentation, for sharing their wisdom with us, for being with us, for your time and attention for SOCHM. Thank you very much, and to all the participants also for being with us. And we look forward to another opportunity to discuss further, because this is a dynamic process, and from time to time we will always need the advice of these superhuman beings called panelists.
So I want to
very much,
congratulate
Jindal sir. It
Mr.
was a
Jindal
pleasure.
and Razora ji
Hello,
for
1, 2, 3, 4.
conducting this seminar in a
Hello, 1, 2, 3,
fantastic
4.
way.
Thank you, sir. With your
Hello,
support,
1, 2,
we
3,
are doing every month. Thank you so much. We are doing this
Thank you,
every
sir.
month. This discussion
And
we are
Razora
having.
ji is always good.
Thank you, each one of you.
has joined, sir.
And
Anuj Gupta.
Acha, sir, lastly, finally, Mr. Anuj Gupta has joined, so we can acknowledge his work.
अनुज जी मैं आपको
Good
बधाई
evening, sir.
देता हूँ। गुड इवनिंग। मैं आपको
sir.
बधाई देता हूँ ये ट्रेडिंग भागवत लिखने के लिए। ये ट्रेडिंग
sir.
पे भागवत आपने लिख दिया, ये
sir.
आपको ख्याल कहाँ से आया है? इसके बारे
Sir,
में कुछ
actually,
बताएं हमारे सुनने वालों को।
सर इसमें मेरे को जो इसमें मोटिवेशन मिला सर, वो ऐसे मिला कि जब हम भागवत पढ़ रहे थे तो कुछ इसमें ऐसे श्लोक्स थे जो कि डायरेक्ट लाइफ से लिंक्ड थे, और हमने लाइफ को ट्रेडिंग से कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश करी, तो काफी उसमें चीजें देखने को मिली सर।
रजौरा जी, हम ये दिखा सकते हैं यहाँ पर वो जो आपके पास भागवत का डिटेल है?
I think
Hello?
Anuj ji, you don't have anything on the presentation form, or you can send it to all the audience and they will read it online.
Sir, we will send it, sir. No, we don't have.
Anup, can you do something?
अभी
Just show it.
तुरंत,
हेलो
अभी तुरंत नहीं दिखा सकते ना?
हेलो,
तुरंत नहीं दिखा सकते ना?
अनुज गुप्ता सर, आपके पास कॉपी है इसका?
हाँ, व्हाट्सएप पे है।
हाँ हाँ कॉपी है सर।
सर हम आपको राइट्स दे देते हैं।
आई विल सेंड दिस कॉपी सर।
चलिए आप इसके बारे में जानकारी दे दीजिए, जिसको भी इंटरेस्ट होगा तो हम उनको भेज देंगे, उनसे शेयर कर लेंगे।
राइट सर,
कुछ थोड़ा सा और विस्तार में बता दीजिए। अनुज, कुछ थोड़ा सा विस्तार में बता दीजिए।
यस सर,
ताकि उनको कुछ पता लग जाए कि व्हाट इट इज ऑल अबाउट।
सर इसमें यस सर इसमें हमने लिखा है कि जो भी एक नया इन्वेस्टर मार्केट में आता है तो मार्केट में एंट्री करने से पहले, ट्रेडिंग करने से पहले उसको किन बातों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए, क्योंकि ट्रेडिंग में हर कोई जीतना चाहता है। तो एक तरीके से अगर हम देखें तो एक युद्ध की एक बैटलफील्ड टाइप बन जाता है यहाँ पे। तो एक छोटा इन्वेस्टर को मार्केट में आने से पहले किन चीजों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए, उसको हमने गीता से उठाने की कोशिश करी है, क्योंकि हम ये मानते हैं कि गीता के अंदर सभी लाइफ की जितनी प्रॉब्लम है उसका सॉल्यूशन है। तो हमने ट्रेडिंग को भी इससे कोरिलेट किया है, और हम ये ढूंढने की कोशिश की है कि किस तरीके से हम गीता में से कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स को निकाल सकते हैं जो कि हमारे जो ट्रेडिंग के अंदर है वो एक फायदेमंद साबित हो सकते हैं। जैसे कि श्री कृष्ण ने कहा है गीता में कि एक सभ्य व्यक्ति बनने के लिए ज्ञान, अनुशासन और अभ्यास की बहुत जरूरत है। सिमिलरली ट्रेडिंग के अंदर भी ज्ञान, अनुशासन और अभ्यास की बहुत जरूरत है, क्योंकि हम बिना ज्ञान के, बिना अनुशासन के और बिना प्रैक्टिस के अगर हम एक बल्क ट्रेडिंग करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली लॉस हो सकता है। तो उस लॉस को मिनिमाइज करने के लिए नॉलेज, प्रैक्टिस और डिसिप्लिन बहुत जरूरी है। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये काफी हमने यहाँ पर इसमें काफी चीजों को डाला है। साथ में हमने एक पॉइंट भी इसमें डाला है कि अगर आप ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हैं तो एटलीस्ट अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स को जरूर बताएं, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से अगर हम अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स को बताते हैं और हम इसको एज ए बिजनेस हम इसको ट्रीट करते हैं, डेफिनेटली हम उसको एक प्रॉफिटेबल ट्रेड में जा सकते हैं। तो खाली इसको एक स्पेक्यूलेशन ना समझ के इसको एक बिजनेस की तरह से अगर हम लें, तो हमने वो पॉइंट्स कुछ गीता से उठाए हैं और उस गीता के पॉइंट्स को हमने ट्रेडिंग की जो फील्ड है उससे हमने अटैच करने की कोशिश करी है, और काफी हद तक हमको इसमें सफलता भी मिली है, क्योंकि हमने जब गीता को पढ़ा तो समझा कि कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स ऐसे हैं जो कि लाइफ के साथ साथ ट्रेडिंग से भी यहाँ पर मैच हम कर सकते हैं। तो उसको हमने यहाँ पर सर पेपर पर उतारने की कोशिश करी है सर।
मैं आपको बधाई देता हूँ इस अनूठे प्रयास के लिए। पहले मैंने कभी ऐसा सुना नहीं, देखा नहीं, लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि ये नए लोगों के लिए भी और जो ऑलरेडी ट्रेडिंग में हैं या इस तरह के व्यापार से लिंक्ड हैं, उन सब के लिए बहुत फायदे की चीज रहेगी। उसमें से जो एडवाइजेज हैं वो उसको इस्तेमाल कर सकेंगे, और जिन चीजों की तरफ आपने ध्यान दिलाया इतने अनुभव के बाद, इतने एक्सपोजर के बाद, उसका फायदा भी उनको पहुंचेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और बहुत बहुत बधाई आपको। Friends, once again, thank you each one of you for being with us this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.